Alright, welcome at Berengar's face, ready to do some chatting, because he's about to tell me some nonsense about something as he bitches about something. So here we go.
Have you spoken with the Lady of the Lake?
Goddesses don't speak to mere mortals.
Spare me the sarcasm.
So what momentous news did the local goddess divulge? Just don't get all momentous on me.
She spoke about destiny.
Destiny doesn't interest me. But if you want to play hero, be my guest. I'll even help. See, I tricked you recently.
What?
Salamandra actually forced me to betray a few formulae. Subjected me to some tests. I didn't even protest. They paid me well.
Why?
You know why. I wanted to marry, have children, friends, a normal life. The witches robbed me of that chance. This is nothing new to you. Humans hate me. When they see my eyes, they blanch in fear. And children. Tell me, what's the difference between your dear Camoran and a Salamandra lab?
I'm not here to tell you I'm any better than you.
Leave. The mere sight of you irks me. I'm beginning to doubt myself.
Farewell.
Yeah?
Alright, so he says no. So let's keep it moving. I could go back into... I don't think I need it. I already bought this other armor for 5,000 orans, and I'm just kind of like at this point of... Let's just go see if I can find these damned drowners. This is the only other place left to get drowners, unless there's a lake in the fields, but I'm pretty sure it's over here in Murky, so... We're not going to defile the cow or anything like that. We're just going to go to kill the drowners first. It's definitely late enough. Whoops. Somewhere along the riverbed. I'm guessing maybe I had to do the other two first and then do this one. Which I think kills two birds with one stone, because I could talk to the one lady. And then I could talk to the other lady. Ah, ha, 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 there they are. That's what I thought. Done. Grab that stuff. I wonder, what, is there like a level? Between my level? A skilled witcher. Level 24. And it's level 30 is when I start getting gold things. I'm guessing there's a point where you just stop getting bronze ones. Right? Because that's what it says if I... Oops. If I go here, that's what it says, right? I thought thought I said it somewhere. Maybe not. Gold talent. Oh, it's when the talents come up. That's when it says it. Alright, so anyway. Let's go back to town. Let's see if I can talk to the one lady. That quest is pretty much done, I think. I've got the Alvin quest, and I'm still going to talk to the guy. So let's see if I could just go in here. Whoop. Can I do... No, Elena's missing. So I can't talk to her. So I'll talk to... I could probably talk to the husband. Because he's inside the thing. Oh, wait. Wake up, blacksmith.
Berenger mentioned you know the legend of Raven.
I know nothing about the legend. I'm more interested in technology. That armor was a breakthrough in armor design, made possible by advances in metallurgy and smelting.
Very interesting. About the armor.
I can tell you about its qualities.
Good, but remember I know little about metallurgy or smithery.
3 elements remain of Raven's armor: a spalder, a rear brace, and a gauntlet. The highest quality iron ores and state-of-the-art technologies were used in its making, not some useless Temerian smelting pots. The gnomes surpass us technologically by an age. Beneath Mount Carbon, they have blast furnaces and quenching tanks, equipment beyond our reach.
Can you tell me about the armor?
As you wish. The technologies I mention allow for the production of steel both hard and flexible, essentially indestructible. As I said, only parts of the armor remain. To recreate the entire suit, you must find replacement material and someone to assemble the parts.
Any suggestions?
Search crypts where great knights were interred. I heard the counts of the Reuter dynasty wore similar armor. Pieces of that should be reforgeable.
Greetings! What brings you here?
A wonderful aroma.
I'm cooking a traditional Temerian sauerkraut stew.
Any work for me?
If memory serves, a witcher is like a magical warrior.
I slay monsters, drowners, kikimors.
I'll doubtless need you sometime.
You must be an excellent cook.
Oh, it's nothing. My husband slaughtered a pig, and I decided to make sauerkraut stew. I have other specialties.
My stomach is rumbling.
You're quite thin. I made ribs in mead yesterday. Care for some?
Gladly.
There you are, bless you.
Any work?
Yes, I am having terrible trouble with my husband.
What happened?
That old fool found himself a succubus. Thinks I can't hear them frolicking at night.
I'm to get rid of the succubus?
I learned an old folk remedy from my mother. I'll need 9 handfuls of glimmering dust from the hair of noon wraiths in the fields.
What about payment?
I have this herb manual listing local herbs. Bring me dust to scare off the succubus, and you'll have the book.
I'll take the job.
Deal.
Okay. So let me see if I can get an item from Julian, which I hope suffices, maybe? And then I'm gonna just go straight to the altar if this lady doesn't give me any, like, help or anything. Whoop, doop, whoop, doop.
Can I help you?
Oh, there's Julian. Okay, so let me do the innkeeper chat first.
May I help?
No, not that one.
Fair.
Wake your ass up.
How?
I saw your notice.
Ah, I need wyvern eggs for my famous omelets.
I'll bring you back as many as I can.
There's a big demand for my omelettes. How could...
Fair.
Who wants to get slapped?
Your
Fighting
mother
or
sucks,
watching
your
cock?
mother sucks dwarf cock.
Must be a really hard night's sleep over here.
Geralt?
An agreement with the Vodyanoi is possible.
Think so.
That is the will of the Lady of the Lake. Care to take issue?
No, Witcher. I'm no fool.
In that case, I'll need something that symbolizes your devotion to her and your desire to achieve peace with the Vodyanoi.
Of course. What shall I give you?
The alabaster figure depicting a young Vodyanoi capturing a water elemental.
Here it is. It would have fetched a fine price in Vizima, but peace is more important.
No, don't go to sleep. Get up.
We shall speak later. We shall speak later.
Oh, come on, dude.
Geralt?
I wanted to answer that letter.
Good idea. I have pen and parchment. Think of a beginning.
All right. Dearest Triss,
Your romance is blooming. I'm happy for you, Geralt.
I don't want to talk about it. Now what? Something about Alvin?
I'm sure she's worried about him.
Maybe I can describe what's happening here in Murky Waters.
She could find that interesting. Sit down and write it. The fisherman could take it to Vizima. Geralt?
What happened in Vizima after I disappeared?
Who knows? I left soon after you. Though I did hear that you staged quite a bloodbath.
Sometimes killing is necessary.
Now don't get offended, but has killing people become a pleasure for you?
Salamanders and their kind deserve to die.
I won't judge you. I just hope you know what you're doing.
I do.
Geralt?
How do I get the letter off?
Best see the fisherman.
So, what will the new ballad be about?
It'll be a masterpiece, in verse. Interesting, horrifying, romantic,
And the story?
engaging, and straight from life. I changed my mind, see? Poets don't need to embellish. Life is colorful enough.
Aim to write about peasants working the fields? Dandelion, I know you better than that.
Not as well as you think. You'll see.
What happened in Vizima?
Who knows?
Sometime.
Now don't get offended, but
I have nothing against slaying humans.
you've changed. For the worse. Geralt?
What happened?
Who knows?
Sometime.
Now don't...
I only kill.
Like the old days. Try as we might, we just can't seem to cull the population of vicious SOBs.
I sense we haven't seen the worst of them yet.
Be careful.
I will.
Geralt?
See ya.
We shall speak later.
Now,
Got any...
5.
Alright, so also let's go to Midtown. I've got the 2 items. We'll head to the Lady of the Lake. Oh, I can do the whole Alvin thing too.
Geralt?
I've taken Berenger's job. Decided to handle this problem myself.
We have a serious problem. The underwater city is the source of the village's wealth. A while back, a group of our divers went missing. Later, we found their boat adrift. Inside, it was Slaughter Witcher. Someone cut them to bits. Then we learned the Vodyanoi worship a monster that thirsts for human blood. They make bloody sacrifices to it on the island. If you eliminated that monstrosity...
Have you tried talking to the Vodyanoi?
That makes no sense. They don't understand our language. Anyway, the underwater ruins are of a human city. We're fully entitled to what's there. Kill Dagon. That's the monster's name. The entire village will be grateful, and I'll give you one of my grandfather's diamonds.
I'll do it.
Dagon emerges from the water when blood runs down the altar. Fish people bleed too, you know.
Farewell.
Alright, so... Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna go through the fields to see if I can find Alina, because she's supposed to be out here. And then from the fields, I'll head back over to the lakeside, and I'll go meet the lady in the lake, and I went the wrong way. So, if I had to take a guess, she's on top of this building? No? Alright, so we need to upgrade again. I'm thinking we should do not on bleeding, resistance to bleeding, not gonna resistance armor. This is just straight damage. I'm thinking we do that. Pain plus 15%, resistance to blinding. And then we do this one. More endurance regeneration, more resistances. And then I don't really have any other stuff, so we can just upgrade this stuff. Cause why not? Okay. I've got plenty of swallow potions. Oh, I had a wyvern egg and I gave it to that. I tried to give it to the girl who said no. I don't want your charity. Supposed to find her out here, but I see nothing. I'm guessing the only place she could possibly be is gonna be with this guy, because why would she go to the crypt? So she's not here with the hermit. Interesting.
How can I help?
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
Who is the Lady of the Lake?
I know her to be a goddess. At times I see her dressed in white, traversing the fields through morning fog, her bare feet stepping lightly over the dewy grass.
Do you like her?
I love her. I believe the lady is not of this world. Mysteriously, she affects the entire area, safeguarding its people and granting them abundance. Yet her influence is subtle. and she never imposes her power.
Intriguing.
How can I help?
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
I heard you're an expert on the legend of the Holy Grail.
You seek the Holy Grail?
I might. Let's talk first.
Know that the legend of the Holy Grail has been studied for centuries. It's been interpreted in myriad ways.
You must know an abridged version. Say, 3 theories?
There are hundreds. But all right, 3. The classic theory, of which I myself am a proponent. The conspiracy theory. And finally, one of the most mysterious. The philosophical or mystical. Which one first?
The philosophical, mystical one.
The most esoteric. The Grail is a concept, a general understanding of good. The search for the Grail is nothing beyond an ordinary quest for perfection.
Interesting.
The Grail has no specific form or shape. It differs for each individual. It can be an object, an idea, a discovery. It can also be a search for the truth about oneself. This theory claims the quest for the Grail to be the goal in itself. The result is of secondary importance.
What are you suggesting?
I serve the lady and am more insightful than you think. I know you return to the world of the living from death, presumably in search of something, but that is none of my concern. Just remember one thing.
What?
At the end of your journey, the Grail may prove to be entirely different from what you initially expected it to be.
The conspiracy theory sounds interesting.
This was popularized by Bronze Dan and begins with a convoluted theory about the derivation of the word Grail. A few tortuous pages in, we learn the Holy Grail is actually Sangreal, which in the Elder tongue denotes royal hallowed blood. Bronze Dan concludes that the Grail is actually the descendants of the prophet Lebioda.
Enough of this conspiracy talk. Tell me the classic theory.
Good choice. The Grail is a cup, a powerful magical object, whose meaning cannot be fathomed by even the most powerful sorcerers. This chalice possesses the power to heal all diseases, poisonings, and wounds, and pain will turn into power. One theory also states that in the hands of a rightful ruler, it can heal entire lands and protect their inhabitants from danger, creatures of the dark, natural disasters, and so forth.
Sounds like Dandelion's ballads, only without a love story.
All who drink from this miraculous cup are healed, fortified, and enlightened to understand the truth.
Go on.
Knights have been seeking the Grail for ages, yet none succeeded. Both the noble Lancel and the bold Bors failed. I heard even the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose has shown interest.
Any specific instructions associated with this theory?
Unfortunately, I know only what I garnered from my books.
Thank you. Farewell. Can I...
What is...
I heard
You
I might.
No.
You must...
There are...
This
bronze...
Go on.
These descendants, talented in the ways of magic, were protected by a secret organization before they ultimately mixed their own blood with that of Enseid, the knowledgeable one. The theory goes on to present the tempestuous and twisted fate of Sangreal, but the author gets lost in his arguments, often contradicts himself. Generally, it turns into an unholy mess.
Enough genealogy and genetics. I sense that's a false trail.
Which theory should I present next?
Tell me the classic...
Good choice. This
sounds...
all...
Let's...
This bronze...
Go on.
These did the theory...
Enough.
Which...
The Philistine... What are you... What?
At the...
Thank you.
Okay, last message.
How could...
Can I...
What is...
Why does the Lady of the Lake seem skeptical about the search for the Holy Grail?
Many fine knights set out seeking the Grail, abandoning their roles as guardians of peace and justice under the guidance of the Fisher King and the Lady of the Lake. Now the Fisher King is mute and the knight's gone. I think the lady must be very lonely.
But she's a goddess.
You know not how lonely a goddess. Do you think goddesses cannot be lonely? The gods ultimately created us in their own image.
Thank you.